Okay, Zeffy here again. I'm back again with part 2 of my pink mini. My daughter, my son, and my father-in-law, and once again, all pink things. This pink and glaze over here was an old dress of mine that I cut, and you can actually see I've used some of that on Louise's mini as well. I made a little album for Louise. In the previous video I was telling you how I used modeling paste for dimension on all the pages before I started. This page was pattern paper because I was a little bit short of my jelly printing paper in the right colors, because like I told you in the previous video, I used jelly, my jelly prints. Then the pink papers I had weren't enough, so I pulled out some Prima papers, and this here is a Prima paper that I had used in my daughter's wedding album. When I made her a wedding album, I had used it, and I just fussy cut it. It's the it's before the Madeline. Here, I forget the name. I wonder if I should just see if there's any left. Yeah. Shabby Chic Collection, the Majestic Breeze. That's one sheet I've got left. So it was really special that I could use it. And I'm going to journal on the other side. So this is like a little Matchbox mini. And you can see the photo before this, behind here, was of my children, but last year. I don't have a photo where all my kids are together this summer, because they came and they visited in drips and drabs. So I used the photo from last year. So this little bit of texture here was actually a little pouch, a jewelry pouch, that I cut up because I wanted something a little bit different. And that's like a little green ribbon over there, some lace, some of the thing I've got in the front, and then this is some seam binding that's been colored with this Luminart Fuchsia. This they Luminart pigment powders, same people that make the twinkling H2Os. They're really amazing. I can't get any here in Greece. I need to find some. Although, you know, so you make your own glimmer mist, and it really works lovely. Okay, I told you about the previous page. Then over the page here, this is in June. Like I said, I worked backwards. So I started in October, and I went to August, June, March, and then January. This is another Matchbox mini. This is a little piece of jewelry that my daughter didn't want. In fact, she was cleaning her room about a week ago, and she says, "Mom, here, you can use this." And it's this daughter, so I put it next to her, and there's a little bee here, and she was a busy bee this year because after getting her degree, she went back and she did a diploma of patisserie. She went down to South Africa, and she studied there for 5 months. And that's why I brought in the guinea fowl feathers here. And it says "Reach for the Stars." That's just embossed and stamped. And what else can I tell you about this? This is also Prima. This is a journaling card, a Prima journaling card that I cut, and then I just fussy cut the rows and put the photo in underneath. Just a second. And then I'm going to journal over here. That's from my missing box papers, but I'm going to journal over that. And another page there of the baby. Okay, this page has got a bit of a filigree there, a little butterfly that's been cut out, lace. There you can see the 3D paste again. A rose, a little flower from Lilies from Shabalicious. This is a little ornament that I made myself, a little beaded thing. These are cheaper little flowers that we find at our local store. These here, with plastic stamens, and I just put my jewelry in it, and I thought that turned out quite nice. I can't remember who gave me this trim. It's like beige with a slight bit of pink in it. So I've used that. Next page, the next page is March, when I was in South Africa to visit my hubby and my daughter that were there. I spotted 2 owls when we went on a game drive, and that's why I used the owl over here with some feathers, a bee, and this is a lovely die cut from my friend Christina. Thank you, Christina. This is from the doily, the big cloth. There's actually almost nothing left of it. It's from this. I found this in Lesvos, in Mytilene, when I was there this summer. So I've cut it to little smithereens, and that's been colored with Lindy's. Okay. Bit of lace, just a bit of lining underneath there. This is a little bit of fabric from the dress I was telling you. Okay, and then this is just a little album. Once again, I colored the inside of these roses pink. There's a bit of faux animal print there. And then I've added a bit of bling over here. It's my sister and my daughter. The only problem is that my photos have been burned a little bit, because I put the photos in as I was working. So this is a little mini album. I still need to print photos to put in here. And this paper here was from a wallpaper sample book that I found on the side of the road that I picked up. And I quite liked this color. And I just touched it up a little bit with Victorian velvet. And then I think this is a Prima paper. I only had a 6x6, so there's a bit there. And this piece I'm going to cut in half and use a piece on the top and a bit at the bottom, and then put a photo in there. You can see this is just 2 pieces of paper that I stitched together. So the paper was this piece, that piece, and one more, and then I folded it in so that this side is double. And then the same here, 1, 2, and then this is doubled up. I just brought it in. Some more die cuts from Christina that I've misted, some lace, and so forth. My last little book on the next page, I forgot to put in the little tie goodie before I put the photos in, because I usually put my ribbons in underneath a little booklet, tie it, and then glue it down. So this last one, I forgot to put that in. And then I also had a big ring over here, but I hate how the ring almost separates the mini, because when you turn it over, then the rest of the page is on the other side of the big ring. So I pulled it off. I had this in it, but I didn't like the way it was turning, so I put some ribbon and seam binding in it. And then I've got the little, I didn't tell you about this. This my daughter bought for me in Primark, and it still had one more little pink cabochon that I've used on something else, and I really love it, really love it. So I've decided to use it here. And then I've got the little bird cage like I mentioned in the first video over there. Although when you look at it, the bird cage must come down here. And I added this at the bottom so that the mini can be more cohesive, because it only has one hole on the top. I didn't want it to open up completely. I wanted to hold closed like this. Okay, this photo is my hubby and I taken in January in London, and it was snowing. So I use another little doily that I've had for ages. Love. This is from Aliki again. Thank you, Aliki. And I think I had Laugh on the previous page. I did too. But now, yeah, here, because these two always laugh. They're like birds of a feather, my daughter and my sister. This is some vintage crocheted lace that I found on the island of Lesbos this summer. Some of it is in bad nick because it was sewn onto something and they ripped it off. This is a little bit of jewelry. I used some pink seam binding here. Some more of this little trim that I had on the front. It's almost like the frog, what do you call them? The roses. It's like this, but it's tiny, tiny. I actually don't know where I found that. That may have been in one of the kits that we got from my creative scrapbooking. I don't get that kit anymore. And that's a little rose and a little pearl. This is a Prima paper. It says the language of love. I've just put that there. So that's that page. I should have actually perhaps allocated some journaling space behind here, but like I said, I wasn't in a perfect frame of mind when making this mini, so it's not perfect. This photo and the next photo are I think my favorite photos of the whole year. It was taken in the beginning of the year when the baby was at my house and he was sleeping, and just loved his little hands, and on the next one I've got his little foot, and I'd taken off his sock and there's a little piece of fluff stuck between his toe there, and I just love those photos. And then once again, this is the envelope, Wheezy's little envelope, you know, like I told you earlier on. And that's my sister and the baby over there. Here are the pockets, can you see? And you can actually see this one isn't finished. I need to print more photos. There's the top of the envelope, can you see? And I've just stuck a piece of paper on it, there and there. And like I was saying on Ustream, this year I did a lot of art journaling in a dictionary. I did the Craft Barnes Dictionary Challenge. And I've got a lot of dictionary paper lying around. But this one I tore out the pink. The pink word. So here there's actually 3 meanings of pink. It's a color, to pierce slightly like when you sew, and pink is to emit high-pitched explosive sounds caused by faulty combustion. But what's interesting about pink is in very good health. The one meaning of pink is a pale red color, cultivated plant with fragrant flowers. The most perfect condition, the pink of health. And I'm sure that's why they chose pink for breast cancer. I don't know. So I love that. This is the Oxford Dictionary. A person with socialistic tendencies. Anyway, so in the pink means in very good health. And that's how we all have to be, girls. We have to be in the pink. Release our emotions. Be good. Be happy. That's a little piece of doily that I misted. Remember I told you in the beginning. Let me see if I can find it here. Can you see what flower it is? It's this little piece here that I fussy cut out there. And I put it in there. And then this lace trim I bought ages ago and I've been hoarding. It's lace with a bit of pearl. So I use that too. I don't know how I'm going to get this to stay closed, because I think when I put the rest of the photos in it might be heavy. I'm going to maybe have to put something else here, I don't know. And then just quickly before I finish off this little trim here was, I don't have another one. I packed everything away last night. Anyway, the pearls, suffices to say, the pearls were all white. They were white pearls, but not even, this is like cream, like a pearly color. This was like a white plastic, just white. So I didn't like it, so what I used is, I used my, my Pro marker. I actually think I use this color here, antique pink, and I just colored them up so they're pink. So always remember, with your alcohol pens you can color your metal, okay, your metal, your pearls, stuff like that. So I colored it up, and that's just a bit of tulle that I put underneath there. And then these are little flowers that I made. Here's another one. There was a girl on YouTube showing us how to do them. They're just die cuts, little flower die cuts. I use this here to make that. I use this one. That size. You can see how big it is if I put my thumb next to it. I use 4 little flowers. And then this is the back, and there you can see the jelly printing. I might still add a ribbon or something to come across just to keep it closed, but I like it the way it is now, so I don't know, I'll see. Okay girls, keep well, and guys, I always forget the guys. Anyway people, be creative, keep well, be happy, be healthy, love you all, bye.